So you always had some type of creative writing outlet, it seemed, all the way up through high school. When did the spark go off in your head, like, I want to do this as a profession and I want to make money from it?
Honestly, I think it was when that teacher came to me. He was like, yeah, this is a profession. I was like, cool, sold. And I just kept doing it. And then I think, like, the more I got older and got teen angsty and listened to more Paramore, I was like, yeah, I gotta keep writing more stories. I got so many edgy stories no one's heard before. And then I guess, like, when I got to high school, I was like, okay, I have to focus on getting good grades, which no one actually told me this because I didn't, of course, have a writer in the family or anyone creative really who, like, successfully made it in the industry or any industry. So I thought, like, the plan was like, okay, I have to go to college, so I have to get, like, I was doing, like, AP classes, and I was going to, like, a private school where I skipped a grade so that I could, like, I was trying to be, like, the brainiest kid, the smartest kid, just so I can go to college and be a writer. School was so expensive. Number one, I went to the Art Institute. Let me tell you, yes, fellow Art Institute. I'm waiting for the one in Atlanta to close so I don't have to pay my loans back. I was like, please. I want it to close. So many of them are closing, not that one.
Did you graduate from there?
No, okay, so listen, I had 3 jobs in college. I worked 3 different places. I worked at a Cold Stone / Blimpies. I worked at a Five Below as a manager, and I worked at a Sweet Tomatoes, which is like a all-you-can-eat buffet. I had 3 jobs. I was a manager at one of them, and I still could not afford to pay rent and stay in school. And I saved $3,000, and I came in with it, and they were like, yeah, you need to pay this much before we can let you back because, you know, you don't have enough money to even be here in the first place. I'm like, cool, thanks for letting me in. I go in with the $3,000, I give them the money, I make the payment, and they're like, oh, but you still can't come back. And I was like, what? They're like, you need to pay more. And I was like, but I just raised $3,000. I'm doing this all on my. They're like, no. So I was like, cool.
Wow.
Cool. So I just, they wouldn't let me finish without more money. And I was like, well, I'm not going to keep doing this and giving you guys money for you to not let me come back. Yeah. So then I just started doing like internships and stuff with people. And I was like shooting. Teachers that really liked me and saw potential in me at that school started giving me like freelance work. So I was like shooting like Marvin Gaye tribute concerts. I was like a EPK cinematographer and producer for Def Jams in Atlanta for a short amount of time, working with their new artists. And I was doing like very random. I was shooting, like helping with pilots for Disney and stuff, and just a mess. I was just doing anything because I was like, I want to get into writing television. How do I do this? And the only animation thing, especially in Atlanta, was like Turner. And I think the only show that was being made there was maybe, I don't know, actually. There wasn't a lot going on.
Archer would have been there. Yeah.
Yeah, Archer.
Oh, Archer.
Yeah.
So, how many years did you end up going to the Art Institute before you decided to start intro? Was it just the one, or like half?
No, I think I was nearly 3 years in. I had my last year, and they were like, no. I was like working 3 jobs and trying to pay them, and then they were like, the last year, I was like, please, they're like, no, you can't come back. You got to pay us X amount of money. And now,
we'll all cross our fingers at them.
If you're hearing this, God, please close down the location in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's $100,000 to go to that damn school. Like, the payout for it is stupid. Like you got to where you are today because you worked your butt off, not because of what the school taught you. I bet, right?
Yeah, I didn't even get to, funny enough, any of my screenwriting classes. So, like, at Art Institute, they make you take all these like painting classes and digital production and Photoshop stuff that I would not need as a screenwriter. And they make you take all these unnecessary stuff and these prerequisites that they told you didn't have to take, like math and English and stuff. Yeah. And then your last 2 years, you get to actually work with the stuff that you wanted to do. So I didn't even get to take screenwriting classes before they were like, you can't come back. And I was like, okay. So then I just started reading scripts. Like, I would find scripts online as best as I could, which is really hard because a lot of places don't post them. I'd find scripts and I'd download them and I'd print them out and I'd just read how everybody else was writing their scripts.
Oh, wow.
So and then
DIY ethics over here, just figuring it out on your own.
Yeah, sitting there being like, okay, what's the page count? Like, how many pages is one scene?
Mhm.
Like, how do they write this?
What's that, Spring?
Do you ever read Filmmaking at all, like for fun too? I don't know, because I feel like that's like a really accessible kind of material that is written kind of in scripting format.
Well, what was it? I missed what you asked. Did you ever read what?
Did you ever read musicals?
Oh,
Because like the actors, they like, I don't know, like I remember my sister had like a whole play of Annie or something.
Yeah.
And that was like the first time I ever saw how like a script was written, but it was like a play.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, did you ever read those?
Yeah, my school, when I was in the 6th grade, I don't know why a 6th grade production put on this show, but they did Chicago.
Risky.
For 6th graders. It was, I think, 12-year-olds? I don't know. Jersey's weird. Yeah, so so they put on Chicago and they gave us the script, and I was like, oh, this is what a script looks like? Interesting.
Oh, so that was your first time seeing a script, 6th grade, huh?
Yeah, it was my first time, and I was like, cool, I now know what one looks like. And then I started writing in my books the way a script was done. And I didn't know correct formatting and stuff until I got to college and I started using Google to be like, what's the correct format? Because I didn't have, like, my school was highly against using anything for Celtics. Like, if we did a short film and we had to give the teacher the script, they were like, if you use Celtics, you're going to get an automatic F. And it's like, but they're all pretty much the same. They're like, no, Celtics is 1 inch, like, too wide for the format of a script, and if you were in the real industry, they would throw your stuff away. And then I looked those teachers up, and I was like, you've never worked in the industry, so that's fine.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I can say for sure that I know people that use Celtics that work in the industry, so it's kind of... Should I do the intro again, or are we good to go?
No.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Let's go.
So there was an intro, and then there was about 45 seconds to a minute of awkwardness. That will serve as our musical intro today, just us rambling about nothing. And now, here we are.